Looking for the best GMRS radios? In this video, we have done an extensive review of the top GMRS radios, and we rated them according to features, functionality, signal quality, ease of use, and value for money. Price information and all GMRS radios mentioned in the video are available in the description. So let's get started first with our fifth pick, which is our choice for the best value mobile GMRS radio. BTEC GMRS 20V2 is worthy of attention for being a capable mobile GMRS radio that comes in at an attractive price. It also comes with a decent set of accessories in the package. These include a mounting bracket, a microphone holder, power cable for 12-volt DC outlet, and screws to complete the setup. Setting up and mounting the transceiver has a ton of flexibility since the buttons and display are all on the microphone. The main unit can be stashed out of sight. BTEC says that the radio is IP67 dustproof and waterproof, so there's more freedom in placing it, and that's especially useful for off-roading or vehicles like tractors. BTEC has put significant effort into the manual to make installation and general use easier. It's very well written and offers clear instructions about using and mounting the radio. They've even made room for circuit diagrams and figures. This is really refreshing, considering that most manuals barely cover the necessities. In value and setup, it is very similar to the Midland Micro Mobile MXT 275 GMRS radio, though they look at things differently and have variations in style and approach. The Midland radio comes with an antenna and offers a maximum RF output of 15 watts. On the other hand, BTEC GMRS 20V2 can do 20-watt RF output, but the antenna has to be purchased separately. It's also easier to program, since it's compatible with Chirp, and the freedom to install the transceiver gets quite useful thanks to its waterproofing. Pairing the GMRS 20V2 with the right antenna can enhance its performance. BTEC also does a good job with an accessory ecosystem, so you can buy their recommended Nagoya UT27 antenna or the enhanced audio adapter kit that works with the microphone. The mic is all important here and manages to make room for a decently sized and crisp color display and the buttons. It feels comfortable to hold in your hands, but might take some time getting used to because of its size. Other notable features include the ability to transmit on narrowband and wideband, customized channel names, DTMF keypad, it's repeater capable, FM radio receive, NOAA channels, and dual watch. Overall, BTEC has put together a nice offering, but it's not without flaws. It is especially good for outdoor use thanks to being dustproof and waterproof, but it has some quality compromises as a budget mobile GMRS radio. Our ratings for features is 8 out of 10. Value for money, 8.5 out of 10. Signal quality, 7.5 out of 10. Ease of use, 7.5 out of 10, for an overall rating of 8 out of 10. Moving to our fourth pick, we have a powerful mobile GMRS radio. Released in the summer of 2022, Midland MXT 575 is one of the most talked about GMRS radios, and here is a good reason for it. This is quite a capable radio and impressively simple to use. All you see on its face are two ports. One for the RJ45 microphone connector, and the other is a USB-C outlet to charge your mobile phone or other devices. The back of the radio has an antenna connector, power cable, and an outlet for external speakers. Pretty clean, right? Though there's an outlet for external speakers, there's a good chance you won't need it with this radio. There's a fairly powerful speaker on the radio, another loud and clear speaker on the microphone. It's possible to use both of these speakers at once or individually. Since there is no display on the radio, you can place the Midland MXT 575 pretty much anywhere in the vehicle. However, it does need to hook up to the power supply, and the 12-volt cigarette lighter spot won't work for this powerful radio. Thankfully, connectors and the cable necessary for this are included in the package. If you're wondering how you control a radio that has no buttons or display, the answer is simple: through the microphone. A small display on the microphone shows the relevant details, and users can switch the display backlight on or off. It's also possible to pick the backlight color from a selection of 7 colors. The buttons on the mic make it possible to control the radio. Though it is a powerful radio, it doesn't overwhelm you with buttons and controls. As the microphone is the one handling most of the work, Midland seems to have given it good attention. It has some weight and feels good in the hands. The buttons are easy to reach, press, and manage. The maximum transmit power for this radio is 50 watt, which is also the maximum allowed by the FCC for GMRS. When connected to the right antenna, this can give you an impressive range and clarity. Midland includes a magnetic antenna in the box, along with the cable. You can simply place it on the roof of the vehicle. In this case, the metallic roof of the car also works as the ground plane. In case the roof of the car is non-magnetic, there's an adhesive plate in the box. Paste this plate on the roof and then put the antenna on it. The MXT 575 is a twin of another offering from the company, the MXT 500. The key difference here is that the controls and display of the MXT 500 are on the main unit, while the microphone is plain. Conversely, as explained, it's the microphone that holds all the controls on the MXT 575. Other notable features of this wideband GMRS radio include Roger Beep, NOAA weather scan, and alerts. It's repeater capable, and it has 9 repeater channels. Overall, though it is simple to use, this is a powerful GMRS radio with clear audio TX and RX, good range, and ease of use. Next, we have our third pick as the best budget GMRS radio, Baofeng GMRS 9R. Pricing has always been the attractive side of Baofeng radios, but things get sweeter with the better build quality and performance of radios like the GMRS 9R. And that's what makes this transceiver our budget pick. There are improvements here that go beyond the CCR stereotype for Baofeng radios. These are visible in several aspects like the programming, firmware, and even visually with the casing and design. It has an IP67 rating, which means it is dustproof and waterproof, to the point of surviving if submerged in water for up to 30 minutes. To keep the HD waterproof, components like the battery charging port and programming port have a tight fit. The flap on the side for the programming cable comes with a screw to keep it firmly in place. Although it fits snugly, the 2800 mAh battery is fairly easy to remove and replace. Many packages of this radio include 2 batteries, so you can have the radio working while one battery sits in the cradle and charges. The front of the GMRS radio shows a clear screen and a backlit and rubberized keypad. As with much of the newer crop of Baofeng radios, this one too says goodbye to the old rubber ducky antenna and embraces a whip antenna. Some packaging also includes an 18.8-inch ABRI tactical antenna for improved performance. Other accessories include a charging dock and ABRI microphone. Moving on, the rated maximum RF power output for this radio is 5 watts, with the maximum at 0.5 watt. Though, as with most cheap radios, the max RF output can be variable and might be lower than the advertised number. When it comes to the competition, it would be only natural to compare it to another famous waterproof and budget GMRS, the Baofeng UV9G. Practically, both of these are the same radio and even share the same FCC ID. Baofeng GMRS 9R simply happens to be in a more modern housing. Overall, Baofeng GMRS 9R is a decent and well-priced GMRS radio. It's sturdy, waterproof, and generally useful to anyone who wants a reliable GMRS transceiver on a budget. Our ratings for features is 7.5 out of 10. Value for money, 8.5 out of 10. Signal quality, 7.5 out of 10. Ease of use, 8 out of 10, for an overall rating of 8 out of 10. Moving to our second pick, we have a GMRS radio, which is a champion when it comes to features and programming, while also making it easier to spot the information you want. But as it is with displays of this style, it struggles in the sunlight. The orange PTT button is easy to wrap your fingers around, and while it lacks that satisfying push, it is functionally sound. The keypad too is convenient to use. Moving to the top of the radio, you'll find the volume control knob, flashlight, and antenna connector. The whip antenna has better performance, but the rubber ducky is more convenient when you're moving about. Even so, it remains one of the larger capacity batteries in comparable radios. Its main competitor, the BTEC GMRS V2, appears to be outclassed in features like battery capacity, programming options, and the value proposition. And that's impressive, since value is a big part of the BTech brand. While there's no programming cable in the box, TDH8 is programmable through Chirp and Tide Radio's CPS. On top of that, you can program it through your smartphone's Bluetooth connection. You'll need to have the Odemaster programming app on your phone and pair it with the transceiver over Bluetooth. Once this is successful, users can manage the transceiver directly through their phone without getting conventional programming software involved. Programming is possible even when the phone has no internet connection. Overall, TID Radio TDH8 GMRS stays true to its power output and offers good performance. It is an attractive choice for hobbyists who want more features and style from their GMRS radio. Our rating for features is 8.5 out of 10. Value for money, 8 out of 10. Signal quality, 8 out of 10. Ease of use, 8.5 out of 10. For an overall rating of 8.5 out of 10. Let's move now to our top choice for the best GMRS radio. Performance, style, good user interface, and ease of use all come packed neatly in the Ocean KG-Q10G GMRS radio, thus making it our choice for the best overall GMRS radio. It's a relatively new model that's rich in features and implements them quite well. Ocean has maintained its focus on quality and aesthetics. The radio is available in 4 colors, has a bright color display, and a generally pleasing aesthetic. On top of that, you can set up color themes to match your preference. It sounds a bit gimmicky at first, but upon use, I found the themes likable and a nice touch. The large display has room to show and monitor 2 channels at a time. Since this is a super heterodyne radio, this is true monitoring. Building on that, the radio has 2 PTT buttons on its side, followed by 2 customizable action buttons. These features are a slight departure from conventional Ocean models like the KG-UV9G series. While the quality of the transceiver remains the same, the focus on design and appearance is a welcome touch. Additionally, the KG-Q10G is also a proving ground for newer modules like GPS and improvements in UI. On the other side of the radio, there's a flap that hides a USB-C connector for charging the battery. You can use a USB-C charging cable, though it's not included in the box. What is included is the conventional cradle charger that takes its sweet time powering the 3000 mAh battery, though it's better for battery life. A little above this is another flap, secured by screws. That's where you can connect external speakers and programming cable. The reason for these flaps is that this is an IP67 dustproof and waterproof device, and can survive being submerged in water. It is programmable via Ocean software, though a fair bit can be handled directly through the radio. The user interface is simple and intuitive. There are 2 menus here. The first opens up the simple, most used functions, while the second menu takes you to all the available options. Another cool feature here is the built-in GPS. It tracks its position and can send and receive GPS data from other Q10 series radios. If it has GPS coordinates from another radio, it can show their presence relative to your own position on the screen. The reception capabilities here are phenomenal. Apart from the GMRS band, it can receive NOAA channels and sound weather alerts, CB radio transmissions in AM and FM, airband in AM, and more, since the receiver goes all the way from 76 MHz to 999 MHz. It does a good job in outclassing competition like the BTech GMRS Pro. BTech is no match to the super heterodyne receiver, the polished user interface, and overall better quality of Ocean. Though all that innovation and new development is worthy of praise, the radio doesn't forget to include and improve upon conventional features as well. So the RF output power gets up to 6 watts, coupled with 4 TX power levels, and it offers conventional features like Roger Beep, Vox, Talk Around, CTCSS, DCS, both standard and non-standard. It's repeater capable. It has 999 memory channels, programming options for PTT keys, and more. Overall, Ocean KG-Q10G is a wonderful high-end GMRS radio with great build quality and features. It's suitable for just about anyone. Our ratings for features are 9.5 out of 10. Value for money, 8 out of 10. Signal quality, 9.5 out of 10. Ease of use, 9.5 out of 10, for an overall rating of 9.5 out of 10.